is that they do always look at you and they mean it. It's not just something that they're blowing hot air or whatever. It is for real when they say it.
A lot of the positive things that we've got over the years from people, oh, you guys saved me through high school, or this happened and boy, your music helped me through this, or you guys have influenced me to play this.
That relationship with the fans, stronger than most bands, do you figure?
I think it's the strongest of any band. I don't think nothing compares to it. If these guys didn't do what they're doing now, as far as getting in touch with the fans, if they didn't want to do it, there'd be no sense in me doing my job. It's what they want to do. All I do is magnify what they want and what the fans want and try to meet on a certain level, and it goes over beautifully.
Something that you appreciate without taking for granted. I mean, when you say it's something you get used to, I mean, when you do 300 gigs on a tour, it's something that you get used to, but without taking it for granted. You know what I mean? Every time 20,000 people show up like tonight, it's something that warms your little heart.
These kids, you know, they've come to see the band. It'd probably make their day extra special if you go up to them and, you know, sign an autograph and talk to them. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. I'm not gonna ever space myself from being public. I'm not going to become a hermit because of the popularity of the band. I think that can lead to some serious psychological problems.
We're really nice guys, believe me.
We're pretty easy to get along with.
Contrary to what you might think of us, we actually have feelings. What I'm kind of sick of is all the comparisons between this and '69. I think it's 25 years later, and the nature of that is that people should try and make this a cool event in itself without having to compare it to what went on 25 years ago. Is it better? Is it worse? It's 1994. If you want to do this, do it without being so concerned about trying to emulate or whatever what was going on 25 years ago. Anybody expecting this to be a reprise of what went on 25 years ago should have their head examined.
Anything to do with unity, I guess we like to be at the helm of that when it all takes place. Like this thing tonight, it always is a very cool thing. People from everywhere, all ages, sizes, colors, shapes, and everything enjoying the same music. Or lots of, diversity of music today, you know, it's a beautiful thing.
You're gonna break some shit. You just wanna break some shit.
During Limp Bizkit, they started tearing up the scaffolding.
Okay. So they're tearing down the stage, so we have to play on the ground. Is that it?
You're gonna break some shit.
Woodstock for us was a great experience. We played a hard 1 hour and 45-minute set, played well. The only thing you could say is that the energy that was building, you could feel that something sooner or later was going to go down at some level, and luckily not too many people got hurt. But, you know, when certain people sit there and incite the audience to do certain things,
you're gonna break some shit.
That's maybe not the smartest thing to do in retrospect. Groups obviously can't incite it. If you sit there and tell 200,000 people to start smashing shit up, some of them are dumb enough to do it.
Lars is calling me fake and talking shit about my band, and it really hurt our feelings to know that a band that we like so much can just treat us like shit and talk so much shit. We're just fans of theirs.
As a human, whether I'm in a band or not, I don't like getting ripped off. I don't think anyone does. We just feel that we are. You know, at the end of the day, we weren't asked, can we market your album this way, or can we present your hard work in this manner, you know? And if they came and asked us, it might have been a different story. But we are control freaks. We like to present Metallica the way we want it. We like control over it. It's going on without us being in the loop. We're the creators of it.
It was a situation where, in my opinion, they took some songs from us and put it out that we didn't want on there yet, and they were asked nicely to remove them, and the press, in my opinion, twisted things around and worded it in a different way to where it was all against the technology. Which, if we weren't against the technology, we would just like control over our songs.
We're very into the technology and the awesome things that can happen on the internet. We just feel we're getting cut out of the loop, and we're the creative part of it.
The recording industry has followed a suit to shut Napster down, to shut you down. Today there was an important hearing in court. and the judge ruled against us.
At the end of the day, it's not about the money. If people knew how much money we were putting into fighting this damn thing, they'd think something else.
I think at some point I said it wasn't about the money, but nobody believed me. No, I mean, the idea is that if you make a record, you know, we sort of use an old-fashioned word. I don't know how many people like a record. This is a record. It's not vinyl. It's a record. It has 11 songs on it, and somewhere in there, in our own selfishness, we like to kind of think that these songs play off each other in a particular way. So if you're interested in acquiring these songs, then they all come together in a nifty little package. The idea of taking song 7 and kind of isolating that as a downloadable track is just not really where our heads are at right now, because, you know, if we wanted song 7 to kind of be its own thing, we would have made it available to be its own thing. One of those songs, you know, if you took them outside, it might get lonely and miss the other 10. Yeah. That would be fair. How would
That's
you?
kind of sad.
That makes me sad. You don't want to upset the song.
Right?
It became a press war. It wasn't even, he's like, who's right or wrong? You're both right. I mean, you believe this, you believe that. That's it. But all of the, you know, the greed thing got thrown in there, which was just, that was a button for us. At the end of the day, we want control over our stuff.
Secretly, did a lot of people thank you for stepping up to the plate and saying what a lot of people felt?
There was a lot of behind-the-scenes handshaking, and, you know, a lot of artists coming up to us and saying, "Good job, I fully agree and support you," and it was like, all right, you know, that's all great and all, but come on, you know, we need more than just a handshake and a pat on the back, you know. It was great that they had, we had their support, but damn it, you know, come on, make a stand, help us.
You're seeing that now.
Now that we're over it.
Yeah. Now that we're over it. Now that the tide has passed, you know, people are actually like speaking their thoughts.
Now that
about
we've spent 2 years in therapy, you know, getting over all the shots we took and all the hatred that was thrown our way, I'm just finally able to go outside again now without, like, fearing that somebody's going to say something bad about me.
How often have you heard in your career, without Metallica, my band wouldn't be here, I wouldn't have chosen to do this?
Yeah, I recognize the power of like inspiration and the power of being influenced, because I was very inspired and influenced when I was a kid, you know, by all the bands I looked up to, you know. So I know that feeling, and to like all of a sudden be put on the other side of that, you know, it's something that kind of screws with your mind. It's both flattering, but it's just a weird thing, you know, because all of a sudden you find yourself one day waking up and you're on the other side of this like influence, inspiration curtain, and it's just wild.
Have you ever met a rock star that you were excited about?
Yes. It was the Metallica tour, the Snake Pit tour in Edmonton. I'm not sure what year it was, but close to a decade ago. I don't think I was old enough to get in the bar, so I must have been 17. And it was a club in Edmonton called Rock Central Station. Metallica had told everybody that they were going to go there, and we didn't really think that they truly would. Sure enough, Lars Ulrich, the drummer, and James Hetfield, the frontman for Metallica, walked in. And I was just a massive, massive Metallica fan. And I got probably within 15 feet of them. They started getting, you know, hounded pretty quick, and I just stood there, and I think literally my jaw was on the floor. I was just like, oh my God, I can't believe James Hetfield is standing right over there. And he looked over, he looked right at me, and he was drinking a Heineken, and he just went to take a drink and looked over at me, and he kind of did like one of those, and then had a drink, and I swear to God, that one little stupid head nod must have changed my life.
Hey, this is Limp Bizkit. Come on, my generation.
All those bands, I think it's their pleasure to play with a band like Metallica, because it's a great tour. It's a great lineup.
Forget our responsibilities.
lot of us are doing music because of bands like Metallica. You know, we went to see these shows and we got inspired in that. And we're making music today because of groups like that. And to be able to go on the tour and maybe say thanks, something that we're happy to do.
For me to say in this point of my career, to say that I've toured with Metallica is a huge thing for me personally, you know what I mean? It's a huge honor.
They're strong, man. You can feel the energy, you know, straight come off. So, I mean, it makes you work harder.
It's awesome. What are you talking about? It's great. We're opening for Metallica, the biggest band on the planet. So, what else could you ask for, man?
You know, obviously, we had a lot of very positive, you know, critical acclaim, you know, and stuff like that, and a lot of people obviously always watching us, but I think we have this ability to shut that out. I think once you start worrying about all that stuff, then you're just going to start, you know, running around in circles, and it's like a never-ending thing where you just always, if you're always trying to please somebody, I mean, we just please ourselves, and that's worked so far for the last 10 years.